Good afternoon, students. Yeah. Now, yesterday we discussed about. Yesterday we created one registration form, and in that registration form we modified, we uploaded images, and we are uploaded the file. Okay. So when you are dealing with the file input type as a file, you need to take the NC type data. Okay. Let me wait for 2 minutes. I will wait for anybody joins the class. After that, we discuss about the template integration today. Okay, then so when you're dealing with the input type as a file, you need to take the NC type attribute in your form. Okay, so there you need to use a multi-part and form data. So when you are dealing with the multi-part, you need the multi request.jar file. Okay, so this request multi-part multi request.jar file and the cost.jar file as we need to import in the library, and our info submit. So everything you need to retrieve it the data by using the multi keyword. Okay, first we will create one temporary file and request the file will be present in these files. So we'll retrieve the file name. So we will get the file, each file, and the file extension. We will check whether the extension is correct or not. If you have given only PNG or images, okay. So then we will retrieve each image, and then we will insert that data into the table. Okay, so after successfully inserting the data, we will retrieving the data in our table. Okay, to display the data or to download any file, you need to write in a separate code for this. So in that table I have given download button. So when I click on this download button, it will go to the download user file, but it will send the user ID of that particular user, which is nothing but rs.gen. So that download.user file here we can. 1 second, let me check your account. So to display and to download, these are the codes. Now today we will discuss about the session management. Okay, the session management is nothing but I think the session management I will discuss in the when we are dealing with a login and registration phase. So you will get to know, like you will get the better example on that. Now let me create one new project. Okay, so there we will create like integrate the template. Okay, so we will take some templates like CSS in there and HTMLs. Okay, so from different project, and we will integrate into one project. Okay, so let me create one project, dynamic web project, and Aurora, Aurora project. Let me create one project. Next, and generate web.xml file finish. Okay, so now I created Aurora and main web.xml. Okay, so now let me take one template from my data. 1 second. IntelliApps project templates. Let me take the Spice. Okay. So I have taken small template. Now here we have all the HTML. Okay, so we need to convert this HTML into the JSP pages, and then we need to create an login page. Okay, let me take two, okay, like admin and the customer modules. So there we will create login, register, and after successfully registering, we need to display that users. Okay, so to the admin, and we need to accept and reject those customers. So we will do everything in this week, and this 2 weeks we will deal with this template integrations. Okay, so and we will perform some on the project. So now, okay, so now here I think I have index. Okay, so index.html, but I need to convert that into JSP page. So let me take the index.jsp page. Now I have page. When I open index.html, see it has HTML, and let me copy this. So here, let me copy that. Okay, so here doc type HTML. So what I want to do here is, okay, I want to take this footer, okay, so and put the footer and the scripts in one file. Okay, so for when I want to use, like when I want to use it in the contact page or in the admin page or in the customer page, I don't want to write the same code in that file. So I will create one separate file as a footer, and I will include that file wherever, in whichever file I want. Okay, so I'm just copying this, and let me create one file and name it as a footer. Okay, so footer headers you need to create separate. Okay, so then you can so here this is my footer, and let me save this, and in the next page let me clear this. Okay, I have cleared that, and here I want to include that file. Okay, so how we can include that? So file equals to footer.jsp. Okay, footer.jsp. Now 1 second. Here we are getting errors. That was the first character. Yeah, where is it? Oh, these are all some beauty of encoding. Mm, these are Okay, so now what we also have here, see, these are the links in the header. Okay, so I want to create a separate file for this headlinks also. So I'm just copying this and I will create separate JSP file, and here I will give the name as a headlinks dot JSP page, and here let me paste this. Okay, so now here we have the space. Now let me create this title as Aurora project. So here this title will be displayed on your tabs. Okay, so I will show you that also when I complete everything. Okay, now here I will replace with the headlinks file. I will include that within a headlinks dot JSP. Okay, and this is a header, right? So I want to separate the header also. So header, footer, and the headlinks. So let me copy this and paste in a new file. So let me say as a main header, and let me paste it here. So now we have created separate three files: footer, headlinks, and the main header. Okay. So these are the headers, right? So I will replace that with a include file equals to main header, main header dot JSP. Now in our header, okay, in our main header, see the links. Okay, so for the home department, some doctors, some random, I've taken this random. Okay, so what, let me do one thing. uh let's just is this, and for the home page, let me take as an index.jsp. Okay, so previously those will be in the HTML, so I want to convert those into the JSP pages. With the contact JSP page, I want to create one admin. Okay, so in the header itself, I want to create one link for navigation for the customer. Okay, so for the admin, I want to create the admin.jsp page. Okay, admin.jsp page, and for the contact, customer.jsp, customer.jsp. And we didn't have the contact.jsp page also here. See, here we have the contact.html, so we need to convert that into JSP. So create one contact.jsp page and copy that. Okay, and just simply, or you can just select this, paste. Okay, so you can remove this, and we already created head links separated, so you can just use that links, include file equals to head links dot JSP, and we also create the header. So let's remove this header and replace with our file. Okay, include file equals to main header dot ASP, and the footer also, right? So scripts and the footer. There's a footer tag. Here we have the footer, right? So let me include it with the footer. Include file equals to footer dot ASP. Now we are done with the content page. Okay. So now let me run this Aurora project. Run as, run on server. Select this and finish. Well, let me run this again as finish. Okay, so where we are here, right, in our main header, we already, okay, so let me comment this also. Now let me share my screen now. See, this is our project, and here you can see the title of our project. Okay, one second, let me close this everything. Okay, see here you can see the title. Okay, so when you want to give the title for the project, so it will display it on your tab name. So here this is a Spice, okay, template. So now here we created contact, admin, and customer. So when I click on the contact page, see here you can see the contact page. So just let me remodify this, and I will show you how to create an admin page. Okay, see here it's showing admin.jsp find. JSP is not fine because we didn't created any file for the admin and the customer also. So this is known as a header and this is known as a footer. Okay, so the links to the backend links like linking the CSS and linking the Bootstrap, all those will done with the head tag. Okay, so those are the head links. Now I want to create then two files, okay, admin and the customer files first. Let me show it to you. So where is the, let me create one new JSP and admin.jsp. Okay, so here let me include the headlinks first. Include file equals to headlinks. Okay, this is the first step. And then we need to include the header for that page. Include file equals to header. So it's just simple to include the code. So if you want to write the total code of the which is present in the header, you take a lot of time. Okay, so for code reusability, we use this includes equal to footer.jsp page. So when I run this page, okay, when I click on the admin.jsp, now you can see the header and the footer at least. Okay, so when I refresh this thing, admin, yeah, refresh this, admin. So what is showing me? One second. Okay, so here it's not then a header, it's in a main header. Refresh it. See here you can just see the footer and the header. Okay, so these are the and the headlinks we use it for linking the CSS and bootstraps. Now we have created admin, header, and the footer. Now what we need? We need a contact. Okay, so slider page first, like we need to display admin login, and after that we need the form. Okay, to log in into the admin. So by default, okay, so login for email and the password. So we need to create both those things. Now, in this template, we have the form in the contact page. Okay, just imagine. So, and this is in a slider banner area, and this is in a contact area. This is like a form. Okay, so I will just copy that and paste it here. Sorry. So, one second. Okay, so let me delete everything. So I will place this as an admin, okay, admin login. I'm just replacing the names, and I don't need this also. So okay, so this is then a form. Okay, I need only just two tags, right? So I don't need everything here. So let me remove this. I need only two inputs. One is for email and one is for password. So let me give the label for here. Label as an email, and here let me take the label as a password. So this type has to be password. Okay, and this is email. Okay, let's see now. Okay, in our application, when we click on the admin, we can see, refresh it. So I think we need to see this is the admin login page, and here email, enter email address. So here you need to change. Okay, this you need to integrate everything. Okay, template integration. So you need to change the template. Enter email. Here you can say enter password. Enter password. So the name of that input is pwd. Email address name is email. So pwd, and here in the place of send message, let me take it as submit. Okay, or you can just give it as a login page. Now here it will take the details of the admin. Okay, here it will take the details of the admin. Okay, so let me show you the edge, refresh it, email address and the password, login. So it's directly going into that page. But what we need here, we need to enter this field. So as I said, right, if you are mandatory to taking that input, you need to use the required field, which will stop to submit this form without entering any data. Okay, so without entering any data, you can stop from confirming the form. Now, so what we need now, we need to check in our database of this Aurora project. Okay, we need to check the database of this Aurora project whether the entered email, okay, and entered password is present in our database or not. Okay, so first what you need for this project, you need to create one database and you need to connect that database with your project. So let me create one database for this Aurora project. Okay, let me share my uh, SQL. Okay, share now. Here I will create one database. Let me create database as Aurora project. So when I run this, okay, the database Aurora project is created. Let me refresh this, and you can, I think it will refresh. I think it will, when I close it and open it will see. Okay, let me open this again. I'm just opening my skill, so don't worry about. So here it is. Now see here we have the Aurora projects and we didn't created any tables yet. So first what in the admin, okay, we don't give him to register. Okay, we directly place the values for our admin, for our application. So here let me create one table. Okay, so create a table known as an admin. Create a table admin. So what are the fields inside the table? So let me give the email and the type of that email as a varchar of 255 and the pwd, which is nothing but password, and for the data type is also 255. So just run this, and the table was created. Refresh it. See here, you can see the admin table. So when you click on that, okay, and click on the table data, you can see email and password, and both are null. So I am here. Let me give the admin @gmail.com, and in the password let me give the root password and save this. So now in your project you have an admin table. Okay, in that you have the email and password. So now you can connect this database with your project. Okay, you can connect this database with your project, and you can validate. Okay, and you can validate the admin entered email and password are correct or not. If both are correct, okay, if both are correct, so then you can validate the admin, and you can display the home page of the admin. So before that, what we need to do, we need to connect with our database. Okay, we need to connect with the database. As you know, in our previous project where we have created image and file project, okay, here we have included some jar files in the library. So this is nothing but my connector. Okay, my connector 8.0.25 for the SQL connection. You can use any of this, but I'm using every jar files. Okay, so don't want to repeat the same process, and I will paste it in our web INF in the Aurora project. Paste it. Okay, so now we have included the jar file, and after that what we need this db file. Okay, db connection. So let me, and just not writing every code each and every time. So these are the basic already explained to you. Let me paste it here. db file. Okay, in the db file. Okay, so here we have the page encoding and connections, and we have loaded the driver, and we want to connect with our database. But what is the database name here? It's not the college db, it's an Aurora project. Okay, I think that is only right. Aurora project, AURORA. Yeah, project. So the name has to be perfect, whichever whatever the name you are using in the SQL, so that name has to be given here. And this is already username and password of our SQL, and we are connected with our database, and that database is here db.jsp. Okay, db.jsp. Now go into the admin.jsp page, and when you click on the login button, okay, this is a submit type. Okay, so when you click on the login button, the data whatever the admin has entered in the email and password, it will, okay, it will go through the whatever the action we have given. So I want to give the admin uh, login process. Okay, so this is known as the admin login process.jsp. So let me remove this. Okay, so I want to create again admin login process.jsp page, right? So to retrieve the details and validate with our user, okay, validate with our database data, and then we can navigate into the admin homepage. If the details are wrong, okay, invalid details or invalid credentials, again we will navigate him to the same admin login page. Okay, let me create one new file and name as a admin login process.jsp page. Now here I want to just include the head files, not the header and footer, not the header and the footer. Why I don't want to include the header and footer? Because this is in a backend process. It will not display to the user interface. Okay, it's not in a UI. It is in a backend. So here you need to retrieve the data, and you need to check with the database, and then you need to navigate him. Okay, navigate him to the home page. So first we need to connect with the database, or you can retrieve the data by using the scriptlet tags. Okay, by using the scriptlet tag. So before taking the data, I'm using try and catch for exception handling. Okay, like error handling. e dot print stack trace, or you can use a print ln of error message e dot get message. Okay, so here you need to write the code. So here I want to include the email. Okay, and I want to retrieve the password and email. I want to retrieve both the fields. Now what I have given in the admin page is admin page here, right? Admin.jsp. The name of this email is email. The name of the password is pwd. So here how we can request dot get parameter. Okay, get parameter of email, and here request dot get parameter of pwd. So now we have the email and the password. So what we need to do now, we need to connect with the database and we need to write a statement to check whether these fields are present or not. So for that we need to include the database file which connects with our database. So file equals to db.jsp dot semicolon. Now I want to execute an query, and means I want to check whether admin.jsp admin@gmail.com is present in our database or not. So ps.con.prepare statement. Here I am writing, okay, when you want to check validate, you use some select keyword because it will retrieve the fields. Okay, it will retrieve the data which are present in that particular database. So select everything from the table name. You need to give the table name. Select everything from the admin. Okay, where this email equals to question mark, email equal to question mark, and the pw equals to question mark. So we need to assign the values for these two placeholders. So whatever the details are entered by the admin, so we need to assign those values to this email and a password, and then it will retrieve the data. If it is present, okay, with that email and password, it will retrieve the data. But if it is not present, it will simply show you like invalid credentials. And let me check it here. I will set the values for both. Okay, string and one comma email. So first one is an email, right? So I am just setting the value as an email. Next we have ps dot set string of 2 comma password. Okay, then what we need to execute, right? So after executing, it will give you the result. So I want to hold the data of that result, so I'm using the result set rs equals to ps dot execute query. Okay, execute query. Now uh, result set rs equal to ps dot execute query. So now we need to check whether the rs dot next we have the values or not. Okay, so if there is any data in the rs dot next, which means nothing but the details are present, so the admin details are valid, so we need to send it to the admin page. So let me end this java code and open again. So in between this, okay, in between this, I need to write the JSP code, which is nothing but JSP include and the page name where you want to send him, where you want to navigate that user. So I will say as a admin homepage, okay, admin homepage dot JSP. But here it giving you error because the file is not present. So let me create one new file here, admin homepage, new JSP file, admin homepage, and just simply give the h2 equals to welcome to the Aurora project. Okay, welcome to the Aurora project. I'm just giving some random names, not the particular name of that user. Okay, now here also I can just give the uh, links Okay, it will UI page. Okay, it will display to the user. So I can give the all the three fields, headlinks.jsp, and here let me select from here. One second, guys. So let me take this as a welcome admin here itself. So don't need to take this H2, and here I can include the, okay, here I can include file equals to main header, or you can create separate header for the admin. Okay, so in the admin you can give the separate header, not the same headers like a contact, admin and the customer. Okay, so this is in a separate model. Okay, so you can give the separate header. So let me include file, the footer can be same, so no need to change that, but here it will show you the, okay, this is an admin header. So you can just include the same header as a main header in the admin header. So here you can change what I can say, my profile, or change password for this particular. Okay, and you can give the logout, and this is in a home page, and this is we can give as a admin homepage dot jsp. Okay, admin homepage dot JSP. Now, where we are in the admin homepage, right? So this is an admin homepage. Welcome admin, and in the admin login process, it checks. Okay, and if it is not the valid credentials. Okay, if it is not valid credentials, so we need to redirect him. Okay, we need to redirect him to the same page where he was logged in. So admin.jsp page, and we can send him the message as like invalid details. So I will send the alert. Okay, script alert. So inside the alert, you can give it as invalid login credentials. So let's go into our project now. Application where it is. Yeah, let me share that. Okay, see here. Let me refresh this, and okay, refresh. Now here, let me enter the admin@gmail.com and the password as a root. Okay, login. So see, it giving you the welcome admin. Okay, a footer and the header of a separate header. It's not the main header. It is a separate header for the admin homepage, change password, and the logout. Okay, so in our header, when we want to, okay, and I want to explain you one more topic here, like a session management also in this Eclipse. When you are, okay, so when you are in the login, okay, when the details are entered here and the details are processed and validation here, if the details are valid, okay, so you need to store the email of that particular admin in that session. Okay, you can store it by you can use a session dot set attribute. Okay, you need to set the attribute, you need to give the name for that. So when you want to use that admin email, you need to call this name to get the email of the admin. So what is the email? It was in the stored in this email attribute. Okay, email variable. So now we have created a session successfully. Okay, so we have created session successfully. If the session expires, okay, if the session expires, then you need to send him to the again login page. So for that, you need to include that in every page. So that in admin header, we will include this in the every page. So in the top of this header, we will write one logic like uh, if, okay, if session, so you need to retrieve that value first. So session dot get attribute, there we set the attribute. Here we are retrieving that attribute by the name we have given, a email. Okay, admin email. If the session dot get attribute and the admin email is equals to null, which means if the session expires, okay, if the session expires, we need to send him by using response dot send redirect, okay, to the same admin page, which is login page. Okay, just simply written. If the session expires, okay, so then it will again navigate to the admin page. Okay, because if the page is exists even after the session, okay, you will face the errors like retrieving your details or whatever you are doing with the within the admin page or in the customer page. So session is an important topic also. So and in the login process, okay, and in the admin header in the logout, okay, so here let me create the admin logout.jsp. Okay, for this let me create and new file as a login admin logout. Here you can use a uh, like logout means what, you need to come out of that session to the login page of the admin. So when you invalidate that session, okay, when you invalidate that session will be in whatever the details are present in that session, that will become the null. So when you want to retrieve when you want to retrieve the any page in an admin, so it will redirect to the admin page. So same logic we will use it here. We use a session dot invalidate. Okay, so the session will expires here and it will respond, it will send, okay, to the admin page. admin.jsp admin.jsp. So here you can use the header links for the title. Okay, so if you not included the header in this file, so it will show you like a insert some titles. Okay, so head links JSP. Okay, and save this and let's go. Now let me show you application here. Share. Okay, now let me refresh this. See, when I click on, let me refresh first. Okay, when I click on the admin logout, it is come outing after the loop. Okay, it's coming out of that admin page. So this is how we can create a login page and validate that login details, and we can create the session for that. Okay, so when you want to log out of that, you can create a logout page. So tomorrow we will see the customer registration, how we can take the details and store it on that, and we need to display that details to the customer, to the admin, and we will then admin will accept and reject the customer. So this is about today's class. Thanks Asim for attending the class and the practice. Okay, and if you have any doubts regarding anything, you can just ping me. Thank you.